Well, good morning. Good morning. Well, the Lord is good, and His mercy endures forever. And here we have a new day, new week, and we are moving forward on our little scene here. And there you go. So we've got Nora and Lenny, and we've put charts on our drawings here. So now we're ready to start to do in betweens to finish off the action. And last week I showed you that when you get to this stage of production, what you're really doing is you're starting to kind of get a sense of the timing through the exposure. When I start out on a scene, I usually will hold each drawing, sixes or eights or tens, depending on what's going on in the scene. And the idea is that in the playback, you'll get a flow or a feel for the action. But at some point in that playback, you're making some adjustments in the exposure to get a sense of the overall timing of the scene. The charts then start to sort of break it down even more than that, so that now you're starting to get down to um, a twelfth of a second or a 24th of a second. A twelfth of a second represents that the drawings are being held 2 frames. A 24th of a second represents that the drawings are being held 1 frame. Generally, we don't do things on ones just because it's a lot of work. However, things look really beautiful on ones. It's just a lot more drawing. So anyways, we'll go back here and we'll start doing our in-betweens. I'm going to set this to fit the window so that we have the largest image we can work with. Okay, so we'll turn on our onion skin, which is on the bottom left side of the screen here, and we have 4 frame distance here. So what we're going to do is we're going to set the exposure for this drawing on twos, and then the one right after it the same way. And then we're going to add a frame because we're going from frame 1 to frame 5. So we're going to add a frame here, and this is going to be drawing number 2, which will be a breakdown. Now the way this drawing looks, oh, I'm sorry, not drawing number 2. I'll take that back. It's drawing number 3, actually, because I'm exposing this on twos. So 3. Now that chart shows that this drawing 3 is closer to drawing number 1. So that means that the in-between drawing is going to be closer to drawing number 1. Now Nora is falling backwards here, so she's going back to here. So since she doesn't really change much, we can grab drawing number 5 here and place it in the position we want. So here's what we're going to do. We'll get our select tool here. We'll grab drawing number 5. We'll copy it, go back to the in-between spot and paste it. And then there's a little pivot drawing in here, or pivot spot, which will allow us to tilt this drawing. And we want to be tilting it so that it's closer to the previous drawing. So it's coming, you see it's speeding up, you see. Dink, dink. All right. All right. Now Lenny, on the other hand, is only watching her with his eyes. So he doesn't really change that much. So what we can do with Lenny is we can grab the first drawing here, and then we copy that, go to the in-between spot and paste it, and then all we need to do is change his eyes. So, and it's pretty small change. It's almost gonna be almost imperceptible, really, because it's just a very, very slight change. I think we can see it here. Let's see. Um, there. Hmm. Yeah, it's pretty. It's pretty small. It looks like I got his eyes getting smaller. Actually, I think maybe I don't want them to get small. I just want them to move, but it's pretty small movement. Let's see. Yeah. All right. Okay. Well, anyways. Okay, so now we're going to go from 5 to 9. All right, so now 9 will be held 2 frames. So we'll bring this down from 4 to 2, and then we will add a drawing in between here. And then this drawing now will be, we'll save. This drawing will become 7. Okay, and it's a breakdown. Now, your first drawings are always, your first in-between drawings are always going to be breakdown drawings because it's the first representative in between any 2 drawings. And Nora's still toppling in here, so we can copy paste her again because her position doesn't move much. It's really her total body movement. So we'll go copy, go back to that in between space, paste it, and then once again grab the little, you'll see that little pivot point within that your box frame, which will allow us to tilt her like so. I'm sort of using her, the back of her heel as the pivot point. So let's see. Boom, 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 boom. That's good. All right. Now then, with Lanny, um, yeah, he's not moving. He's just staying stationary. So I'm going to use this select tool. I'm going to grab drawing number 9. There we go. Copy. Go backwards to that in between and paste it. And then once again, the only thing that's really moving here is his eyes. So I erase out where the eyes are, and then I will do the eye that's actually that would be moving into this position. That's the in between. Okay, so save. So boom, boom, boom. So you can see Lenny's eyes are moving with her. All right, so now we're going to go from 9 to 13. So now Lenora is really kind of like toppling out of control here. So what we want to do is take this exposure 4 frames down to 2. And then we're going to add a blank frame in here, which will become 11. So this frame here will now be drawing number 11. And if you look at the chart, we can see that 11 is, for Lenny, 11 is closer to 9. For Nora, 11 is closer to 13. So Nora's kind of settling in as she rolls on her back. She's kind of getting to the farthest position that she's going to roll, and then she would start to roll back. So what we could do here is so we'll do this. We'll grab Nora here on drawing number 9. So we'll use the select tool, we'll grab her body here, we'll copy that, go to 11, paste it, and then we're going to use the select tool, or use the little pivot point here, and let's see, where do we want to, let's see, probably on her back here, I think. So she's gonna be rolling. Whoops. Let's see. Yeah, she's coming to the place where, yeah, yeah, this is a little tricky. We have to make sure we get her body in the right spot. So she's gonna be, let's see here. This is tricky. We gotta get her in the right spot here, where her body is closer to where it's gonna stop. So we're positioning her so that her stopping position is closer to the end. So you can see she's coming here, but see she's slowing down, see? Ding, 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 ding. Yeah, see she starts to slow down there. All right. So now that's for Nora, but now um, Lenny is the opposite. Lenny's position for 11 is going to be slowing out. So he's going to be closer to this drawing than he is to this one. So let's see. Well, what we can start to do here is we could start with his head, which is always the most important part here. So what I'm going to do is grab, so I know he's going to be slowing out. So I'm going to go to drawing 9. I'm going to grab his head here. So we'll copy that, go to the next frame, which is the in between, and paste it. And then I know I'm slowing out, so I want to move his head, but I want to keep it closer to where it's starting. And then I want to kind of look at that and see, have I positioned it right? Yeah, that feels right. That head is closer to the first drawing and speeding up as we go. Now on the body and the hands, we have a similar thing. His hands are going to move away from the block and drop it as he comes up. All right. So, okay. So what we'll do is, let's see, we'll have his hands let go. Let's see. But see, as he lets go, the block is just going to drop. Yeah, this block is just going to drop out of his hand. So I'm going to have to kind of, yeah. So, yeah, so his hand is going to let go. Let's see if I've got that right. Yeah, you're not able to see that. Let me make this. Let's go save. Okay. Okay. Put it up here where you can see it. Yeah, see, so, yeah, see, he's going to let go of that. Yeah. I might need to maybe have his hands be, let's see. Yeah, see, he's letting go here, but I think, let's see, I think maybe I need to have the hands, not, be, he can let go here, but maybe we need to be a little more descriptive here. Let's see. Yeah. Yeah, he's still, yeah, that's not bad because, yeah, he's letting go at the right speed here, I think. Now the hands feel, well, see, here's the thing about a chart. The chart is showing that he's the in between is closer to the first drawing or the preceding drawing. But the thing about it is that, the idea is that the general position of Lenny would be closer to that preceding drawing. However, it's tricky business to have every part of the character follow the chart. Usually there's a main thrust to the action. So you're trying to find out, like, okay, well, so what is that? In this case, the main thrust is the overall action itself. So he's letting go of the block in order to catch Nora. So catching Nora is sort of the priority for him. But everything isn't going to work perfectly in the in between. It's like you end up having to still make some little adjustments. Let's see here. I copied the block here. There we go. And see also too, there's other parts of the drawing that are just gonna look like they fall directly in between because the action for parts of the body is just going to be kind of minute. So, yeah, some things you're not going to see. Yeah, I think that feels right. Let's see. Yeah. I mean, a lot of times you don't really see anything until you make the drawing and then you look at it in the sequence with the other drawings and it starts to make sense. But that's looks pretty good. So there we had two different charts on the same drawing for two different characters. All right, so now we're going to go to the next drawing, which will be 17. And we have a similar thing here. Now we're going to, excuse me, bring this exposure down to 2. And we're adding the drawing in between here and here. So we're going to add a blank frame. And this will become 15, I believe. Yeah. So this is drawing number 15. And so now with here, you've got Nora, I believe, is settling in, I think, isn't she? Or no, maybe she's coming back up. Yeah, see, she's starting to come back up here. So what does the chart say? The chart says, oh, Nora's slowing out. So she's slowing out of she's in the down position, but now she's starting to come back up, you see. All right, so, all right, so we'll do this. We'll grab Nora and drawing 13 here. And we'll copy her, go to where the in-between is, paste her, and then we're going to tip her back the other way. So now we got to position her. But now she's really kind of supposedly slowing out. So we want the drawing to be closer to where she starts. So let's see if we're accomplishing that. Yeah, see, she's coming. That's pretty good. Let's see. We could play it. Sometimes I play it from the beginning. You might be able to see it better. Yeah, see, she's starting to, you can see she rocks. Yeah, that feels good. Yeah. Because, see, she'd have to rock and then start to rock back, you see. Yeah, so that's actually good. Now, Lenny, on the other hand, so if we look at the chart, so Nora was closer to her previous drawing. Lenny, on the other hand, looks like he's right in the middle. All right, so he's going from here to here. So we could start with the head, you see, in that middle position. So let's grab Lenny's head. We'll save here, do some saving. Be careful with the whenever you're doing the save, doing the copy pasting, it's very important to save in the desktop version because sometimes the um, the program might crash and it's very difficult to stop it. In Rough Animator, it doesn't seem like it lets you intervene. All right, so Lenny's chart is putting the in between pretty directly in the middle. Yeah, all right. So then as he's coming over here, um, yeah, his hands are gonna, he's gonna be moving. So yeah, the in between chart is in the middle here. So yeah, so you want to get that arm. That's back there. His hand is going to be here. Yeah, everything is kind of in the middle of this one. So, yeah, as he's going from there to there, there to there. Okay. So, well, let's see. Well, we can do this. I'm going to try something here. Let's see. I'm going to try grabbing Lenny's hand here. Okay. So I'm going to copy that, go to the in-between. Oops. Paste it, and then move it. So his hand has got to make that much of a shift, you see, from where he was. So you can see his hand is there. Now it's got to get back to there, you see. So if that's happening, then that means that his whole arm, if we construct this in here, then that's pretty much where his arm is going to have to be. So you can see how you can grab pieces and parts of a drawing and then finish up. Now on the other hand, see that hand's there and then it's there. So this one's a little trickier because it's in the middle. So what you can do here is say, well, that hand's got to it's turning also as he's bringing his hand around, right? So you got to kind of turn his hand. So if we're going from here to here to here. So actually, there's really more movement there. I'd say you could probably grab. You got kind of a position on the hand here, and you could just move it a little bit. So, like we've got that as an intermediate position, but it's not right where we want it. So we can grab the whole thing and move it so that it's a little bit closer to the halfway position. And it's a bit big here, so we can shrink it down a little bit. So we're going to go from there. We go from here to here to here. That's not bad. So then as he's shifting, you see, you got to compensate. Okay, his body's turning, right? So we have to kind of anticipate that it's going to have an arm over there. His body's turning here, right? He's rolling back. Okay, and it looks like, yeah. Also, oh yeah, well that's right, the block is moving. So we can grab the block here. We'll go copy, go backwards, paste, and then we can kind of tilt the block and we can find the in between here. So it's going to go from there to there to there. Yeah, that's good. There you go. Let's see. Yeah, not bad. Yeah, there we go. All right, well, we'll stop here. We're at 27 minutes. Okay, so you can see how you can position now. You spend a lot of time, and let's save this. Save. You spend a lot of time trying to get each part of the character's action to line up properly, and that's just something that it just takes some doing to get there. So be patient as you go. It starts to make more sense to you. All the parts of the character don't move at the same rates, so you want to make sure you're getting some variation in your movement. And once again, a lot of stuff you don't even see it until you, a lot of times, run the drawings or run them at speed when you're all done. Then sometimes you still have to go back and make some adjustments on your in-betweens or whatever to get things to be where you want. It's a process of learning, and it's why it takes time to become an animator, because there's a lot of things you're having to pay attention to when you're doing your animation. It's just part of the whole process. All right, folks. Well, hey, have a great day. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Don't forget to thank God for your talents and gifts. This series, of course, is a teaching series, and it's here for the purpose of helping you if you're an animator and you're doing your own film and you want to see someone working in real time. That's what I'm doing. All right, folks, have a great day. I will see you tomorrow. Don't forget, Jesus is Lord.